The 50-30-20 rule, does it really work? Hi, my name is Ola and I am the founder of olaoladele.com, and at olaoladele.com we help people put their finances in order. You can check us out on our website olaoladele.com. We have our corporate and our retail arm, and I welcome you as a founder to be part of our online community. So today we're talking about the 50-30-20 rule and if it really works or what you should be doing differently, right? Or how can you tweak it? Right? Now, what's the 50-30-20 rule? The 50-30-20 rule is something that I have heard over and over in my almost 17 years experience in finance. And what is it? It's saying when you get your pay, put 50% of it in your needs, put 30% in your wants, and put 20% in investing, in saving, right? Now, it's simple to apply and people adopt it. Now, before we go into my thoughts and my experience around that as a financial educator, it is very important for you to define what are your real needs, not what people say your needs are. Why do I say that? Generally, you would say that the basic human needs, food, shelter, and clothing. But for a lot of people, is clothing really a need? If you're not a child who outgrows clothes every 1 year, you have to upgrade your child's wardrobe. Why? Because the child will grow out of it. They simply will not be able to enter those clothes. Then why is clothing a need? After the first set of clothes and you have clothes in your wardrobe, do you really need clothes? Tell me. That is shaking a table. However, let's go to my thoughts around the 50-30-20 rule. Now, I like the 50-30-20 rule because it's very simple. It's so easy to effect, meaning I have 100K, I just put 50 for my needs, I put 20-30 for my wants. The wants really are things that will make you happy. That's just it. Wants are things that you don't need to have. I'm repeating the word need, but they are things that you would like to have, right? They are nice to have. They are not necessary, but they are nice to have. So those are the wants. And then you have your savings. So you are ticking all the boxes with the 50-30-20 rule, and it's clear. That is the simple. You are ticking boxes. At least you are meeting obligations and you are saving, and then it is easy to use. So those are the fundamental easy pros of the 50-30-20 rule. However, as a financial educator who has had one-to-one sessions with over almost 200 people, I have found that as much as this is simple, in terms of implementation, it can get quite confusing over time. Why? Because it doesn't necessarily work. Why does it not necessarily work? Because two people can be earning the same salary, can be the same age, can be in the same stage of life, meaning they are, let's use an example, two people, single, earning the same salary, living in the same area, but their lives can be so significantly different. One person could be the first of 10 children while the other is the only child. One person can have a trust fund that funds their life while the other person is paying for university fees of their siblings, especially within an African context where there's a lot of black tax and there's a lot of people pulling people up by themselves from their own personal finances, right? So you could actually have the same salary, but imagine the guy is funded by trust funds, right? The fact is they should not be spending their money. They should be on an 80% saving type thing. You understand? For them to actually grow their wealth. But for someone who has so many dependents, right, just plugging a 50% for needs might not meet up, right? Or someone who has a health challenge, it might not just meet up. So the first thing you need to understand is that while that is a guide, it is actually just a guide. It is important for you to actually sit down and decide on what your needs are and what your wants are, and then how you are going to save. It is very, very important. So it has given you a guide of the boxes that you must tick, meaning that you must meet your needs. But in that box of needs, right, must you live in a certain area? You need shelter, but must you live in a certain area? You already have clothes. Are clothes a need for you, or are they a want? If you understand. Why are we saying this? Why is this important? Because personal finance is the foundation for building wealth. If you're not able to manage your finances effectively enough for you to actually have savings, that you can live to actually grow, then what are you working for? Why am I saying what are you working for? Because this is something that I've said over and over and over again, right? If you work between 20 and 60 and you retire at 60, the money you make from 20 to 60 is supposed to fund you from 60 to plus X. Do you know what that means? It means that somewhere in the midst of this 20 to 60 life, living, enjoyment, everything, you must be putting away money for the future. So if you're not able to, it's a problem. So whilst I would say 50-30-20 is a good starting point, I would say that personal finance is personal. You need to have some data points, some spots that you make sure that you tick. You need to have some boxes, some must-tick boxes. Personal finance is personal, and you need to have some must-tick boxes. For example, you need to have savings. A lot of people recommend pay yourself first. So if for a start, especially as someone who has major obligations, people putting them left, right, and center, the first thing you need to do is take out your salary, take out your savings, put it aside. It might not be as much as a person that doesn't have those obligations, but at least do your 5%, your 10%, whatever it is that you can do. Then after that, your needs. What are the things that you must have to function? You need to have a roof over your head. You need to have data, or you need to have core credit. There's some things that you must have. Put them in your needs box. Then whatever is left after you've met those needs and you have eaten at home, not eating out, then you can push into other things like black tax, you can push into eating out, you can push into having fun and stuff, right? But what am I saying? The 50-30-20 rule is fantastic. It is fantastic to start with, but there are better ways. I have a budgeting tool, you can check it out. What it does is that it talks to you, meaning that as you're putting the numbers in for each of the ways, you put your income at the top, and then after you put your income at the top, it sort of breaks it down for you into what ideally you should be putting away. And then you now start putting how much you're actually going to put into each of the different buckets. And it'll be telling you that, oh no, this is too much for this bucket. Can you consider doing 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Yeah. And so it just gives you that guidance. And you can tell month on month, the sheet will tell you month on month what you are doing well, what is red, what is green, what you should keep up with. Do you understand? A link will pop up to the walkthrough video for the sheet to highlight how to use it. And the link to get the sheet will be in the description box also. But don't forget that you can't outsource your health and your finances. Like, you actually have to engage. You actually have to put your finances in order, and you need to grow, right? So do the work and be a good friend. Share this video with someone else. And if you have any questions, of course, you are welcome to drop questions in the comment section. See you in the next video.